Hey, what's going on? This is your boy Kane Frost, and today's discussion is gonna be the one-liner, right? So there's a lot of women out there that really are probably just getting out of a relationship, or maybe they're in a relationship and maybe they're a cheater. So basically, those are two types of people that are. This is going to be I'm talking about just women that are just now getting out of maybe a long relationship. Maybe it's been a year or 5 years or whatever, or like I said, or maybe they're just a cheater. But this usually doesn't apply to women that are just casually dating. But so the one-liner is, I'm not going to call you tomorrow, because a lot of these women, they don't want, or they're not looking for another relationship. So a lot of guys, that are just, that don't date often, that do see some girl and they find her attractive and stuff, and they want to sleep with her. And the problem is the woman wants to sleep with these men too, but they're not sure if they do sleep with them, if they're going to have to ghost them or not. Because really, if you follow this method, you can act. If you really like the girl, it's a kind of messed up way of doing it, but if you really do like the girl, and after you're talking to her and you find out that she just got a relationship, or maybe she's a cheater and you don't know, you can find out these things. She's probably going to be saying, I'm not really looking for something right now and stuff like that. So that's your cue to just kind of let them know also, either, you're just casually dating as well. And, you guys can come to basically a mutual type of agreement that you guys are just going to sleep with each other, and that's about it. You don't have to basically verbally come out and say that, but you can kind of just imply with those intentions. And if you want to say that, it's even better. Like, hey, listen, I like you, and if you want to hook up tonight, just know that I'm not going to call you tomorrow. And they'll probably be like, awesome, that's what I wanted to hear. But now if you go against what you just said, and then you do call them the next day, I'd say about 90% of the time you're going to get ghosted, because that's what they wanted. They didn't want you to do. And now that you found them attractive, now you want to date them and all this other stuff. That's not what they're looking for. But if you play it cool, like I said, it's kind of the messed up way of doing it. But if you play it cool and you don't call them the next day, but y'all did exchange numbers, then you just got to wait for her to hit you up. Either that, or you can wait. This is not like a date thing, because you guys are just kind of hooked up, and she's not looking for something at the time. Like I said, maybe she just got a relationship. She doesn't want to get back into another one. So if she hasn't hit you up by that weekend, you could, if you wanted to, hit her up on a Friday or Saturday, just see what she's doing. Hey, what's up, so-and-so, just see what you're up to. Or you can even wait 2 weeks. If you don't hear from her that week, maybe by next weekend, since you haven't reached out to her, and she knows that you're pretty cool about not being all up in her business and trying to figure out, her dating or her schedule to date her and stuff, then it's possible that she's going to hit you up after 2 weeks, maybe even 3 weeks. If you totally just are dating other people and forget all about it, it's more likely she's going to hit you up at some point in time. It's just when you're least expecting it, because you really don't care. But like I said, if you're not dating people and you really do care, you got to act like you don't care. It's really hard, but once you get over it, then you're going to see the results. But you'll know when you break your own code or rule, and then you try to call her the next day or text her or whatever, and then you don't hear a reply from her. And then, if you do that one, if you just say you just make a mistake and you just say what's up or whatever, don't be trying to sit there trying to ask her out. But if you do make a mistake and you just happen to you're going off instinct or whatever and do that, just remember you only get one chance. And this is not like you're asking her out. If you're just sitting there saying, hey, what's up? Because there's a possibility she might just reply. But if you just do that and she does not reply, you got to leave it alone. You just got to you just got to really, really, really walk away like you've never even met her before. And if she has your number, she's going to hit you up later on down the road, maybe a couple of months down the road. Maybe you'll run into her again, who knows? But you got to stick to that. And if the girl is currently in a situation, in a relationship, and let's say you don't find out, and then you fool around with her or whatever, sleep with her, and then maybe you do find out that she's in a relationship, then you really can't be hitting her up, because now she just wanted a one-night stand, so just by saying, hey, I'm not going to call you tomorrow, then that's the whole agreement, and you can't call her, like, ever. Because that was just a one-time thing. So that one night, I hope you don't get feelings, and all that stuff. And it doesn't matter how hot she is, whatever to you. You got to just look at it like that was a one-time thing, and then you just got to move on, because that's it. I mean, she's in a relationship and she cheated, and really, why would you want to be in a relationship with that girl? You know what I'm saying? That's the thing that I always, it's if I know if a girl's in a relationship and I know I can sleep with her, I don't do it, because for me, that's karma. And the second thing is, like, even if we do somehow later on down the road hook up and all that stuff, then it's most likely she's going to do the same thing to me, and I don't want that to happen. So I don't want to bring that into my life where I'm just trying to steal her away or whatever from her boyfriend, even though she might be saying it's all this and that and it's bad and ugly. Who knows? That's one side of the story. Maybe the other side of the story is different. Maybe he sees it's a glamorous, like, who knows? But if you do take her away from that boyfriend, just know that most likely when she gets bored of you, she's going to leave. So if you grow any kind of attachment to her, then it's just going to break your heart in the end. So I leave it alone, but that's up to you to decide, if you want to just do that. If you don't know that she has a boyfriend, then later after you smash, you find out she's had a boyfriend, I would still walk away like, oh, that's pretty fucked up. I would never do that. And anybody say, man, she didn't tell me, whatever. So I'm not going to really proceed with that. But if you do find out, don't try to keep hitting her up, because it's not going to go well. Most likely she's just going to block you and ghost you, and you'll never hear from her again. But later on the road, maybe she breaks up with the guy, and then she hits you up. I've heard of situations like that too. Even if they just hit it off really good too, and then later on they break up with the boyfriend and they hook up later on. So yeah, those are two main things that if you want to sleep with somebody and you want to, like I said, if you see it, let's say you hook up that one night and you see like the person's a really good person, but you don't want to push forward into the person getting a relationship because she's gonna back away, then you just gotta back off completely. And like I said, if you play it cool and you follow your rule and you follow the code that you're not gonna call her the next day, it's most likely she's gonna if you guys click pretty good, then she's gonna somehow you're gonna get back together. It might, like I said, it might be a week, 2 weeks, it could be a month, but if you live by that, and like I said, you get one chance at hitting her up, so you hit her up if you want the next day, which is not good. If you hit her up 3 days later, just saying what's up. Never ever ask like to go out on a date, because she's not looking for that. But you wait 2 weeks and then you hit her up on a Thursday or Friday, like, hey, what you doing tonight or whatever. Nothing like an advanced date. It's always just like a sporadic, what are you doing tonight type of situation. And if y'all keep doing that, and you're still not calling her and stuff, and she's still seeing you, then it can eventually grow into another relationship. You know what I'm saying? It could be even a rebound relationship if that was the case. But you got to play it cool. And if you don't play it cool, then she's going to be gone forever. And the bad thing, or kind of the come to your senses, is when you mess up and then you realize all the time that you have of like you could have been doing other things than getting a hold of her. That's when you realize, like, man, I should have never called her. I got all this time now I got that I'm not calling her because now she blocked you or ghosted you. So that's when you realize, like, man, I could have just played it cool. But maybe you're gonna have to learn to do this. Maybe you're gonna have to learn and fail and try to hook up with the person, and then she ghosts you and blocks you until you stop doing that and start going by your code, then you're going to start seeing the results that you want, so that's about it, man. So she might be hot, she might be good in bed, you might be hitting off really good. If she's saying she doesn't want a relationship and you're telling her, I'm not going to call you tomorrow, you got to follow that. You got to follow that, and it will work. It's kind of an old thing, that people have been using for a long time, but I just don't see a whole lot of people talking about that kind of stuff. You can use different phrases. Just the bottom line is that you're not going to be chasing her for, a date. You know what I'm saying? So it's always, just understand this. It's always the men who has to pursue the women. You can't just fall back on women that don't know you and dated one time and her expect to chase you. You guys don't even know each other. Even if you've hooked up one night, you can't just fall back. The man has to pursue the woman the first couple of weeks to get her interest into you. And then once she's interested into you, then she starts to follow up and chase on you. So it's not chasing when you first talk to a person. It's a man pursuing the person. You have to show interest. You have to pursue for her to see that, that she likes you, like her and stuff like that. And then that's when it starts reverting back. But you can't just hook up somebody, fall back and be like, I'm good, she's going to chase me now. It doesn't work like that. All right, man, so these are my books right here. Be the Fire in Their Eyes. It's a dating guide book for men, and also Decoding the Alpha Mentality, which also goes in a little bit deeper about the whole outlook on life and how you should be approaching life and women in general with all kinds of spiritual stuff and vibrations and frequencies and stuff like that. All right, man, till the next time, this is your boy Kayne Frost, man. Until the next time, rock on and peace.